Happy day, loves. Happy day. I hope everybody is having a happy day. I wanted to pop on here with a little metaphysical message today, and I wanted to talk about motivation. Motivation, as I do session work with people, I find that motivation is kind of a tough spot for a lot of people, myself included. And often, the the basis of our lack of motivation is a couple things. First of all, we have become accustomed to getting to a goal by running away from something, right? So my goal is to make money because I don't want to be poor. My, you know, I can't think of other things right now. But my goal is to do this because I want to get away from this. My goal is to heal because I want to get out of my body. My goal is to build a garden because I'm afraid the economy is going to collapse and I don't want to be left with nothing. And then so we have a hard time finding motivation to get to that thing because we're threatening ourselves into, well, if we don't do this, then something bad is going to happen. And that can be a really hard space for a lot of us. So what we want to do is then look at the benefit of the goal. And instead of running away from something to the goal, we want to run towards the thing that is making us feel good. So, for example, I want to manifest money because it feels really good to have money, because money is proof that there is an all-loving, all-supporting source energy that wants me to also be abundant and prosperous. With money, I can help other people. I want to grow a garden because it feels really good to be in the garden. It feels good to have my hands in the dirt. I feel proud of myself whenever I see something that has grown. I want to heal because it feels good to be healed. It feels good to feel good, because with the healing thing, it's like, oh, I'm tired of feeling sick and tired, so I'm going to do this stuff so I can feel better. But the way that we look, it's an energetic shift. And when we're running towards something, there's a lot more momentum. So there's that. Look at the motivation. Look at what's behind the motivation. And then the other thing is, we really get stuck in this space where we feel like we have to do it alone. We feel like we're on our own. We have to figure it out on our own. And we forget that we are fragments of God or source or creator, whatever word you like to use, right? We are literal fractals of omnipotent energy. And we are still connected. There is no separation. Just because we're in our human form does not mean that there's a separation between us and God. And so we forget that we can tap into that energy. We can tap into that energy and we can invoke that energy, right? We can invoke our higher selves. So we can wake up in the morning and we can invite our higher self. We can invite our higher mind. We can invite our God self. We can invite source energy, whatever feels right for you. We can invite that in, to come in and to see and taste and smell and speak through us and to expand through us and to lead us into higher creative intelligence and maximum potential, right? So we can invite that energy in, and we can remember that being connected to that energy, there's nothing that we cannot do. There's nothing that we cannot do. There's nothing we cannot manifest. There's nothing that we cannot cultivate within ourselves There's nothing that can stop us from achieving what we want to achieve. And so I've written down some motivational affirmations, courageous motivation affirmations, to kind of help in these times where we forget that we're connected to Source. We are one with Source, and being one with Source, we can tap into that energy, and then we're not alone. Like, we don't have to figure it out by ourselves. We really don't have to figure it out by ourselves. We're not alone. We have this pipeline to this all-knowing universal mind, and we've just got to tap into it. And we forget to do that. We forget. I forget all the time. And so when we're in these times of wanting something and not being able to get it, or struggling to figure out, what am I supposed to do with my life? All we have to do is do the work to tap into that source energy. And that can happen through meditation. It can also happen through affirmations. So, and I'll take a picture of the affirmations and I'll put them in the group below. But here's a few of them. I have 6. It is Source who is the true life of my body. It is Source who is the true doer, and Source who is doing. And this also comes with, when you accomplish something, giving the credit to Source energy. Like, not just keeping it for ourselves. Like, yeah, we did accomplish it, but we accomplished it through Source energy. So making sure that the credit goes where it goes, and then that helps us not to build up this egoic mind. Not that the ego is bad, but we don't necessarily want to inflate it either. I give my will, this is huge, I give my will over to Source's will within me. It is now Source's will, or God's will, whatever you like, Creator's will, Great Spirit, whatever you like, who moves me accordingly to the wisdom of its divine direction, right? Linking up, like, okay, move me out of the way, and now I'm invoking this energy and allowing the wisdom, because the wisdom will come through. Like, you just got to tap into it, right? Allowing the wisdom of Source's infinite direction to guide me to the next steps. I place myself entirely into Source's caring presence, knowing that I cannot fail. And I love that. It almost makes me like tear up a little bit. Because like, it can be lonely, right? Like, it can be pretty lonely, and it can be scary, and it can be confusing. And when we allow the infinite creator, Sophia, to wrap their arms, their energetic arms around us, and to take care of us, we really cannot fail. We really can't. The guidance will come. It might be a step-by-step thing, and it might start with tiny little whispers, but it's a relationship that you must cultivate. Just like any relationship in the world, like any relationship to anything, we have to do things to cultivate it. You have to do things to cultivate the relationship with Sophia, or Prime Creator, or Source Energy, or whatever, Great Spirit. I am wise enough to look to Source, God, Creator, depend on Source, take action, now knowing I am with Source Energy. So again, giving the credit to Source Energy. Okay, I'm allowing Source, I'm allowing my higher mind to do this through me, right? I associate myself in a oneness with the universe that is the source of everything. Nothing finite will bring fear to me when the universe is behind me. And it kind of like reminds me of, I don't quote the Bible often, but there's something from the, like, get behind me, Satan, Not that I even believe that Satan was a real, well, that's a whole other thing. But there's that quote, right? And it's that authority. It's like, no, I am invoking the ultimate power, and there's nothing that I cannot do. I will begin moving now, doing now, accomplishing now, knowing that my moving, doing, and accomplishing is part of the great creative plan for the evolution of life and the universe, right? Because if you look at nature, nature is always moving forward. It is part of nature's plan to move forward. And so when we move forward, we are being a part of that divine creative plan for expansion. And that feels good. That feels really good. So, and I've shared before the confrontation technique for when you are dealing with fear, or when you're dealing with a habit that you can't break, or a mindset you can't break, but I'll share it also again below. But it's basically, the God source within me is more powerful than this fear, this habit, this whatever. And then there's more, but I can't remember right now. I'll have to find it and put it down for you guys. But I just wanted to share that with you guys today. And I hope that you know what? I think I have it right here. The God power within me is greater than the power causing me to fear, blah, 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 blah. I yield my mind and body to the God power within me that brings peace to my mind and body. And you say that until you no longer feel the weakness. And then whenever it passes, I give thanks to the God power of my mind for giving me self-mastery. So remember that we are incarnations of God, and that we are still tapped in and tuned in to that source. And with that source, if we just connect to it, the divine wisdom will come, and then it'll give you these little baby steps on what to do. And then it just, then it comes to cultivating the relationship of trusting what you're hearing and following through, and, showing the universe that you want what you're saying you want through action, right? You have to take action. It's not just about, like, the law of attraction says, oh, just put it out there and then forget it. Like, that's great, but you also have to take some action to show the universe that that's what you want to cultivate in your life. So I hope that helps, and I love you guys, and I hope you have a happy day.